Yo, peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. I want to start off by saying thank you for tuning in. I have a lot of information. It's gonna be a kind of short speech, but not too lengthy. I want to start off by paying homages to RFG Chosen One, my brother Kalai. I got to start off by giving my credits because they led me to this information. They, of course, helped me up along the way of this spiritual journey, and I just want to say that I was helped and that I did not come up with all of this, and as each one reach one, now I'm here to tell you, and you, of course, can tell somebody else. But, long story short, we are going to jump right into this video.
A story you find throughout Africa. There was once a time when the blue sky was invisible, when the whole world was covered with mist, when you could not see the sun as it is now. You only saw it as a splash of white light moving slowly across the sky. At that time, there was an eternal drizzle.
Alright, I'm gonna be kind of shadow banning him a little bit. I'm gonna be jumping in and out of this lecture, kind of co-signing him, and basically what he was saying was the world used to be a jungle. There was a time where we couldn't see the sun, the stars, excuse me, and where the sun appeared as a light just going across the sky. So I'm just going to let him elaborate a little bit more, but I will be breaking everything down just so we can all be on the same page.
Every day of the year, at that time, people could not see the stars. People only saw the trees growing, trees which were very, very big. There was no desert at that time, only jungle everywhere where you went. At that time, sir, people were what we call in Zulu, Ngcubili. A human being was both male and female in one body. And
now when he say that, he says there were no men. It was all women. He said it out of his mouth, and I personally agree. I can vouch for that because we did create on our own. We were asexual humans. We were plant-like humanoids. We produced asexually. We didn't, I guess, need the sperm of a male because we carried our own sperm. Though it is not the same as a male nowadays, today, we did produce on our own, which made us asexually.
out of the sky, one day came terrible objects. They were like gigantic balls made of huge gleaming gold.
When he say huge ships came out of the sky, who he's explaining, I personally feel as though, and my brother RFG Chosen One as well, he stated how these light beings or these beings came out of the sky in big black ships, and I personally feel as though he was referring to the Nagas, aka Anunnaki.
They were shaped like balls without strings, and they were bigger than the biggest mountains. They came out of the sky bringing great noise, black smoke, and fire with them. And out of those huge objects came them. At that time, sir, human beings could not speak. We had no gift of language at that time.
He referred to language nowadays as a quote unquote gift, but as I stated before, my personal opinion are valid, and I wanted to say that I feel as though physically or verbally using the tongue, speaking out of the mouth, wasn't a gift. But I can see where you or anybody else or he may feel as though it was a gift because we spoke telepathically. That's all we knew, that's all we did. So I guess being introduced to a new aspect of language was kind of considered, quote unquote, a gift. So that's where he means a gift because we spoke telepathically.
And people had, however, great mental power. A man would go into the bush and using the power of his mind actually call out an animal which he wanted to hunt and kill for his children. And the animal would appear and kneel down before the man, and the man would kill the animal and take it home. But when the Chitauri arrived in Africa, they told our people that they were gods and that they were going to give us human beings great gifts.
Now he's going to go into how the Anunnakis came down and they basically gave us this story, this sob story, or this, I guess, this type of self-image on how they were gods from Earth eons ago and how they had to, I'm gonna let them talk about it, but basically the Anunnaki, this is where men was created. This is the beginning where he's about to explain. This is the very beginning of how men were created. Not all Anunnaki or Nagas had good genuine intentions, but not all, had bad intentions.
One condition, we had to worship them and accept them as our creators. Some told our people that they were our elder brothers and that this earth had produced them generations ago. And they said they had come back to the green womb of their mother and that they were going to make us into gods. What they did, they created a very strange pair of caves in the land. They dug two caves. In one cave was a green light, in another cave was a red light. And they drove human beings into these caves. And each human being had to choose which cave the human being wanted to go into. And those who went into the green cave came out as women. And those who went into the red cave came out as men. And then the talkers, the Chitauri, told our people that now they were perfect. But the moment the first men saw the first women, a terrible row erupted. The women hated the men because they looked between their legs and they saw what they thought were snakes dangling between the legs of the men. And the men hated the women because they looked on their chests and they saw these big things. What they were, they did not know. And then the Chitauri laughed. It was to them a very, very big joke. And then the Chitauri said, if you serve us, you wretched little human beings, we are going to make you into gods. And the human beings agreed to serve the Chitauri. And the Chitauri gave...
Forgetting that we already had powers. Realize he said the Anunnaki, quote unquote, said they were going to give them powers. not realizing that we already had them within us.
Gave human beings a second gift, the gift of language. People started talking with their tongues where they had talked with their minds before. And there was a big rubbish starting again because this man did not know the language of that man. And when this man greeted that man, this man thought that he was being insulted, and so a lot of murder and culpable homicide started taking place all over the world. When our people were given language, they found to their horror that they had lost much of their mental powers.
You see it now, people? We lost our powers when we quote unquote gained a gift that they thought they were tricked into thinking or believing that the language, verbally being able to speak out of the tongue, was a gift when that was actually not. It was stealing their power. It took away their advantage of telepathy.
They had paid a terrible price. But the Chitauri were now the masters of human beings. They made the human beings to go into holes in the ground and to mine metal, gold, copper, tin, all kinds of metal the Chitauri forced our people to mine. And the people were very unhappy because they couldn't uh, 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 they couldn't cope with the new sexual differences which were there now between men and women. And then, from amongst the Chitauri came a very good female Chitauri.
All right, I'm gonna stop him here. You guys can, of course, go check him out. The video is Credo Muta's Human Origin Story. It's a very, very, very enlightened video. I gained a lot of knowledge from it. So if you guys want to go check that out, you're more than welcome to. This is the title once again. But I use that to help me drive my point home with our connection with, of course, the universe and the sun. Now I'm gonna just throw a couple of facts out. It's not gonna be a super long lecture, but it is gonna be very informational. So I do want you guys to pay attention and please see the connections here. All right, have an open mind. Let's watch this with your third eyes, people, and listen. Please listen up. All right, so our connection with the sun. Connection with the sun. Now, the sun was our original form of food. Back then, did you hear how he was saying how the sun was just going across the sky and how it was only women, yada yada whoop? Now, our sun, our ancestors, they relied on the sun as far as eating, as far as living, learning, communicating. We received the sun's light codes and the sun energy to activate, to understand, to live. That was our way of life. The sun. We are connected with the universe. That's who we looked up to. That was our teacher. That is who we learned from. It's a lot different now, but that was the truth. Now, the sun is our DNA. Is in our DNA. Our DNA, is hydrogen bonds, which is the sun. Now, you ever realize after meditation or sun gazing, you have a lot of energy when you finish, or even when you do a quick meditation and you was to take a nap, or after you sun gaze, you go to sleep and you wake up and you have all of this. You have a rush of energy. The energy from that connection with the universe and the sun, mainly sun gazing people, I realized personally with me, when I first get finished sun gazing, I'm boosted with energy. Like that, I can do anything. I can go freaking skydiving if I wanted to. It's because of the radiation from the sun. You ever look at your hands and your feet? You see how one side is darker than the other side, and how your palms and the pads of your feet are light. It's because we absorb radiation through both our feet and our palms. Now, our connection with the sun, we are alkaline. In order to stay connected with the sun is to intake a alkaline diet, both eating and drinking. Now, we're gonna shift over to I'm gonna come back to the sun, but I'm gonna kind of shift over to our connection with Earth. Now, if you look nowadays, I can say, you can even look last year, the year before, the Earth, or the lungs of the Earth, is the forest. If you didn't know that before, now you know. The lungs of the Earth is the forest, the Amazon forest, and you realize that they're called the Amazon forest. I want you to go look that word up, people. Go look up what Amazon means. That's gonna drive his point home. But anywho, the Amazon forest, you ever realize that it's constantly burning in California? One of the most satanic places on Earth, where a lot of pedophilia, a lot of crime. I don't know. I'm not really from Cali, but I do research a lot about it. It is a dark, dark place. But long story short, the reason that our connection with the forest, which is the trees, and Earth is nature. Nature is Earth. Our connection with that harms us because of the fire that is going on right now. I'm sorry guys, I'm kind of all over the place. But the Amazon tropical fires around the world, the reasons why we struggle to breathe, or we think about taking breaths, or we struggle with our breathing, or even if we, for some reason, you ever find yourself thinking about breathing, like you're like, oh, I need to take a deeper breath because like I'm shortness of breath, or it feels like I can't breathe, or it's tight, like it's real tight, it's hot, it's heating up. It's because the Earth is burning. Even underground is catching on fire because the core of the Earth is burning. And we are the golden race. We are strongly connected with Earth. And if the lungs of the Earth is burning and can't breathe and is suffocating, how does it affect us? I just want you to ask yourself that. I'm not really trying to go too in depth with that, but I do want you to look at the basics here. Like, if you are a tree, if you are connected with something, and that is you, if you're burning and you can't breathe, what's gonna happen? I just want you to think about that, guys. But anyways, the Earth, for me to drive my point home, the Earth vibrates at the same magnetic pulse as our hearts and our brains. Meaning we are Earth. We are connected. We vibrate at the same pulse. That's why a lot of us, when we meditate, we want to listen to 432 hertz. That's because that's the vibration of Earth. When we're calm, we can think, we can sit there, we can chill, we can do whatever, because that's the vibration. We are all on one. We are all one. As above, so below. Where are we? So yeah, that's what the Amazon forces are doing, or that's how they are harming us. You may overlook it, you see it and you're just like, dang, the world is always burning and we just under so much chaos, but it's actually having a very bad effect on you because you are Earth, the golden race. The reason I say that it is having an effect on you is because our hemoglobin molecule, as seen here, simply breathing is killing us. Breathing is disabling us because after every breath, the iron in our body is losing electrons, which causes us to age. It causes us to age, so the ions in our body is losing electrons, which is causing us to age. But if you ever look at a tree and wonder, wow, how long has that tree been there? How long has that tree been there? It looks so old. It's because we are trees. We were meant to be here forever. We are the past, present, and future. We are the cosmos. If you guys want to go more into depth with that, we can do that, but that's another story. Anywho, where was I? Okay, we are trees. We are connected. And the hemoglobin, every breath we take, it is actually disabling us. It's harming us. It's killing us and we need to breathe. We breathe every second. So that's actually harming us. What is done to the earth is done to us. Anyways, moving forward, we're going to move into the connection with trees, which clearly they put it in movies, they put it in comic books, they put it in some of the most popular shows that we watch. They have to put the truth in front of you, and it's up to you to realize. But we are connected to trees. We are trees. We share the same genetics as a plant. We do everything that plants do. We need the sun. We need water. And that's what we survive from. Now, nowadays, we feel we need to eat 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. We need to put all these extra. We need meat for protein. We need to keep our sugar balance. We need to put all of these different things in our body. We need sodium. We need potatoes. We need starch. All of these different processed, man-made GMO things to keep us functioning when it's actually making us it's bad, guys. And I'm gonna make a lot of videos about the foods that we eat and all of this different stuff, but for the most part, we are the sun. Simple. And we are the earth. And what is, once again, is happening to the earth is happening to us. Moving forward, I want to kind of discuss, we're going to get into the suns, the solar system. So, guys, we have 2 suns and a black hole. Once again, we have 2 suns and a black hole. Now, when I'm gonna come back to this, I'm gonna come back to the trees and the Amazon forest. But for now, I want to kind of talk about the 2 suns and the black hole. Now, us human beings, we have a pituitary gland, a hypothalamus. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing it. I know I'm screwing this word up, but I think it's hypothalamus gland and pituitary gland and a pineal gland. There we go. I'm sorry. So we have those 3. We have those 3 glands. We have those 3 in our brains. And if you take a look at the solar system, there are 2 suns. Well, were 2 suns and a black hole. What happened? A race of humans came here, or deities, I can say, came here and knocked the second sun out of Earth's orbit, which is then where the great moon was created, guys. For my moon people out there, I know it's a lot going on, but I really want to get this off my chest, so I'm just going to talk about it. So, a deity came down, and that's when the sun... Oh, let me backtrack a little bit. You realize how there is 2 suns and a black hole, and we have 2 glands, well, 3 glands. We have the hypothalamus gland, which is quote unquote one of the suns, a pituitary gland, another sun, and then the pineal gland, the black hole. Please see my connections here, people. I'm just trying to connect and show you how we are connected. We are the universe. Moving forward, we are in unison. We are in pitch or in tune with the cosmos. We are the cosmos. We are, like I said, the past, present, and the future. We are the now. We are the forever, which is how, or when you look at a tree, you see how they're just here for eons at a time, decades at a time, because we are trees. Listen, people, please. Anyways, we never die. We are the cosmos. That's where mummification comes into play. That's when the ancestors come into play and all of that goodness. And we actually choose. We used to choose when we wanted to leave this material realm. It was not up to, quote unquote. I know you guys look up to whoever you may look up to. I don't want to finger point anybody out or any religions or anything like that, but it wasn't up to anybody. It was actually up to us. We were our own gods. Like I was stating previously, and how my brother was stating previously, we were our own gods. So we chose when we wanted to leave this material realm. Now, we are electricity. Electricity is the sun. What does the sun vibrate? The sun is an electromagnetic orgone energy. An electromagnetic orgone energy. That's what we are, and that's what the sun is. See the connections. Excuse me. So, if we are trees, and if we are connected with the universe, and if we are connected with the trees, and the trees are here for eons at a time, and the trees are here for decades at a time, and generations after time, then what do we do? If we are a tree, and trees are just constantly being here for decades at a time, and we are simply a tree, when do we leave? When we wanted to. But now we have a new form of life that we picked up on, inhabiting animalistic traits, carnivores and meat eaters and all of this good stuff that I'm actually going to get into right about now. Cannibals and all this good stuff when the moon was created. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into that. Now, for my moon people, the moon people out here. So, at the very beginning, I know there is plenty religions or plenty books, Bibles, whatever, that says how, like, we or Set was an angel. I don't care. That's not my business. I care about the now. But Set was an angel, quote unquote. Enki, Saturn, whoever you want to call him, casted Set into the underworld. That's when he then had his way with humans. Today, he turned humanity into slave race. Humans gave up the energy to him and him only. Which is kind of what my brother was getting into, I believe. I didn't really watch the end of the video, but I can tell that's what he was getting into when he began to mention how we lost our powers and how we were tricked and how we were manipulated, and we began to realize how it wasn't a gift that we received. It was actually, like, It was manipulation. Like, how could you lie to me? But hey, so now we're talking about the moon, how Saturn was casted underneath, and how the moon affects us today. Now, the moon was set to keep us in our lower chakras. Okay. Now, right underneath our heart chakra is our first chakra, which is our solar universe, solar connection chakra. And the moon was set to put us in our lower chakra. The moon ruled the stomach chakra, which is the solar plexus. It is the first lower chakra. I need you guys to see the connection here. So that's when you see, when I say it kept us in our lower, or put us in our lower chakras, we performed lower vibrational dark acts on full moons. You ever realize that? That's where the pedophilia takes place at night. Partying takes place at night. We got the drugs, we got the parties, we got the clubbing, we got the shootings at night, the rapes, the lower dimensional doings, sinful acts at night, pretty much. Now, the reason why is because the moon, the reason why all of this negativity, that the moon people, they take part in dark, satanic acts at night, is because the moon sends ions into the atmosphere. In our brain, especially a full moon, the moon sends ions into the atmosphere, and our brain picks it up. And the part of our brain that controls our stomach, hint, hint, our stomach, our solar connection, our solar chakra, our brain, our stomach, and our intestines are linked. Let me start off by saying that. Our brain, our stomach, and our intestines are linked all together. So when the moon sends out this ion in the atmosphere, our brain, which is connected to our stomach and our intestines, it picks it up. And the part of our brain that controls our stomach, which is the solar chakra, it picks it up. And we begin to perform lower dimensional doings. That's why stuff happens in the dark. You ever realize that? I don't know. It is what it is, but that's the truth. And I really believe that, because I'm going to just keep going. But anywho, now we have the deities, the dark deities. The moon, we can start by the name of the moon. Now, the Babylonians, they called the moon Sin. Do you see, guys? Do you see the connection here? The Babylonians, they called the moon Sin. Now, that was the original name of the moon, which were called that by the Babylonians. But also, I was reading up something that the moon was also called, well, let me start here. The original name of Luna means money. Lu means lust. Lust is one of the 7 deadly sins. And sin is the original name of the moon. Let me break that down again. So Luna, Lu, means money. Money is what? Comes from who? And lust, Lu, lust, Lu, is one of the 7 deadly sins. And the sin, the word sin, was the original name of the moon. Called that by the Babylonians, of course, but that's what the original name was. Now we have the son of, I'm kind of hip-hopping everywhere, guys. I know it's all over the place, but I just want you guys to just try to stay with me, try to piece some of this together, and try to make sense of it. So now that we broke down the original name of the moon, which was sin, we're going to go over to the word emotion. Now we have the word emotion. Emo, mo, moon. Emotions. What do you consider your emotions? What do you think when you say the word emotion? What do you feel when you say it? How do you define emotion? I want you guys to ask yourself this and answer this yourself. I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to question your own intelligence. So you guys can go into depth with that. Sin was the name of the moon from the Babylonians, as sin is known as a lower vibrational act, the lower self, which leads back to the lower chakra, the solar chakra, the first chakra, the moon chakra, the lower self. That's the solar chakra is the first lower chakra underneath the heart. So I kind of see a connection there. Now I see the word Khonsu. Khonsu is deity of the moon. Khonsu means deity of the moon. Now, the deity of the moon means Khonsu means the deity of the moon. And we have the word consume. You see the resemblance? Khonsu and consume. What does it mean to consume? Meaning predators, carnivores, cannibals, animalistic, bestiacs, greed. That is the synonym of consume. And you hear how they say we're in the realm of consumers? See the connection? It's greed here, and it's all one. It's all a connection. It's all making sense if you ask me. Now, where am I? Now the son of Set, the father time, Lucifer, Saturn, Enki, whoever you want to call him, his son was known as Amun-Ra, which is Zeus, the son of time, son of father time, Set. He wanted to be Ra. He was the jealous god, which is why his name is now Amun, Ra. You see the connection here? He is the jealous god. He wanted to be the Almighty, the Ra God. And if you don't know who Ra is the quote unquote, you can say he's the creator, he's the sun, he's the all, he's the alpha and the omega. It's whatever you want to call it. He was the god of the sun. So we have Amun-Ra, moon, which was the jealous god, which was the son of Set. Now we have, I think that's pretty much wrapping up the topic on the moon and how it was created. Basically, insectoids invaded Earth and knocked off one of the suns from the orbit of the solar system and weakened one of the suns. And now that's when the moon was created. That's when darkness came into the light, if you want to say, and helped provoke dark, evil acts. So yeah, I can get more into that. These are just a couple of facts that I was, putting together watching a couple of my videos. But I want to play this video, and I want you guys to try to, relate with now. Relate this video. This is actually a movie, excuse me, from Starship Troopers 2. It's right here. And this is the scene that I wanted you guys to kind of relate to the now. Just try to, see if you see a relation.
Poor creatures. Why must we destroy you? I'll tell you why.
Now, I do want to break this down for you. I'm going to let it play, but I do want you guys to be on the same note as me because I did watch it previously. He's asking the guys, the quote unquote aliens, are asking the humans, the Caucasians. See a connection here, guys. The aliens are asking the Caucasians who invaded their planet, why must we destroy you? Why? I guess picture them saying, why do you want to kill us? Why are you guys so deeply like sure that we must die? And I guess it's because they were gonna come back down to Earth and tell them about these guys. So just watch.
I'll tell you why. Order is the tide of creation.
Order is the tide of creation. Order is the tide of creation. Does anything organic or natural have order? We can go back to the honeybees. We can go back to the ants. We can go back to the damn crocodile. Order is the tide of creation. That statement, this right here, order is the tide of creation, takes me back to when a Caucasian or the GMO race, whatever you want to call them, says we are all one. Does that even feel right to the golden race? We are all one. Okay.
But yours is a species that worships the one over the many. You glorify intelligence because it allows you to believe anything.
They glorify their information. The Caucasians glorify this new way of living because it allows them to believe anything.
That you have a destiny.
That they have a destiny.
That you have a right.
That they are
that you
right.
Have a cause. That you are special.
Listen.
That you are special. That you are great. But in truth, you are born insane.
They are born insane. These people are created. They are genetically spliced. They are all of these different types of animals. That's why they age the way that they do. That's why they have parasites eating at their insides. They are not natural. They are born insane, and the golden race is practicing insanity.
And such misery cannot be allowed to spread.
Now, I just gotta play this back because I know I kind of was jumping in and out of it, but I do want you guys to hear this quote unquote alien. And I forgot to mention, look, he's starting off poor creatures because, like, why must you feel important? You know, why must you be above? Why must we look up to you? Why must you look down on us? Why must your foot be on our necks? You know what I'm saying? So he's just these guys. Let me slow it down a little bit. These guys right here, I believe it's this guy and this guy. They realized that the aliens informated them with bugs. So now they're under control. They can't, I guess, fight, or they can't do anything to protect these guys or themselves. So now the aliens is going to give them a piece of our mind.
Why must we destroy you? I'll tell you why. Order is the tide of creation. But yours is a species that worships the one over the many.
They worship the one over the many. They look up to their God. They praise their God. They glorify their God, and they want us to follow them. They are insane, and they want us to practice insanity. Simple.
Glorify your intelligence.
They
Because
glorify themselves. They look up. They I know I said I was gonna let this video play, but they hold themselves at such a high level of like a prestige level of like they're just gods, and they want us to just look up to them, and they want us to follow them, and they want us to be like them, when really they want to be like us, when really they study us, when really they watch how we dance, when really they watch how we laugh, how we talk, how we do our hair. If you pay attention, it's all contradiction. It's all mind warfare. Excuse me. It's like it's all contradictory, and it's just like they're tricking us in with our own lesson. I don't know how to really go more into detail with that. If you don't get it, then
it allows you to believe anything. That you have a destiny. That you have a right. That you have a cause. That you are special. That you are great. But in truth, you are born insane.
Alright guys, that's the end of that video, but basically I love his message. Like, I love the way that he was, because this is a movie, and this movie was very successful, very top charts, and it just kind of opened up my mind more, because it's like they are aware of who they are, the Caucasian race. They're not organic to the planet. They are not natural. They are not melanated, and they can't take the sun. If you cannot take the sun, you are not organic to this planet. You will not last in the end times. I will make another video upon that, but for the now, I'm just saying that I really did respect the message of this whole like scene, because I feel like it was a message to the golden race, speaking back to the Caucasian race, the GMO race, or whatever you want to say, the animal spliced, genetically spliced race. Okay, and going back to organic and natural beings, I want to state that we are still connected to the sun. We have melanin in us. And you remember when I was saying how we were green and how we were trees, and how green is quote unquote black? Now melanin is actually green. Melanin is actually green. And if you can do your research on this, but I've been doing a little bit of research upon it, and melanin is actually green, but when it gets oxidized, that's when it turns into that quote unquote brownish or blackish color. We are the closest companion to a tree or a plant. We are those. We are plants. We are animals. We are plants. We are nature. That's why they put it in. They give it to these gods, these god-like warriors on these movies. We are those people. So, yeah. Pretty much I'm gonna wrap this up. But in order to stay, in tune with yourself, in tune with the universe, in tune with the sun, in tune with your higher self, the key to godhood is sunlight, water, alkaline water, of course, electricity, hydrogen bonds, which is your water, the pineal gland, which is the sun. And if you've never practiced, of course, an alkaline diet. But if you have never practiced fasting, that is very important, especially now. That is very important to practice a alkaline diet. But eating alkaline foods that's the best way. That's the only way. You should not be consuming blood. You should not be consuming another energy of an animal or another spirit, because every single living thing has energy. Everything has energy. And being that those animals are slaughtered and just trenched or hung or whatever they were however they were tortured before they're on your dinner plate is what you intake. Yeah, it smells good, yeah, it tastes good, but is it what it seems? And nothing is what it seems. Nothing is what it seems, guys. So yeah, that basically concludes my lecture. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, get out in the sun, guys. Let's sun gaze. Let's get back to our natural, raw, organic state. And let's get off of social media. Let's get off the couch. Let's put down the remote and let's return back to our natural state of being. Anyways, it was wonderful speaking with you guys, and I just want to say once again thank you for tuning in. Peace, love, and light, and stay highly vibrational. See you next time.